Hello, and welcome back to another day of DML. So this time in DML, I am going to be going through the cheapest chest paths for every level of the current Easter Adventure Castle event. So at the moment, I'm on level 4. I'm sure most of us are probably around level 4, level 5 sort of range, depending on your chest luck. But today, I'm going to be going through a set of screenshots that I've put together which will show us which pathway is the cheapest for every level in the event, because, you know, the idea of the event is if you get lucky and find the key in a chest really early, you can speed through the event as quickly as possible, and the quicker you do that, the quicker you get Stump, and the quicker you get Stump, the quicker you can get Citrine. So that's my current major goal for this event. So, like I said, I've made a set of images like I do for most castle events that is going to show us the cheapest paths for every level. I do believe that they are correct, but if there aren't any slight errors, please let me know. I did try and check them, but, you know, making them in the morning, there's always the possibility of maybe 1 or 2 wrong numbers. But I've got all these screenshots, level 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which we will go through. And before that, I do want to reiterate that I do have all of these screenshots available in the Discord server, so you can always find them in the DML-event-guides channel, where there's lots of other event information in there. But you can open up the screenshots, you can download them, do whatever you want with them, but it's a really easy way to reference back to these should you need them. That's what I do for castle events. I make the pass, I upload them, and then I've just got them saved. So that's how I get through castle events relatively quickly usually. But getting to the actual screenshots, of course, we are going to go through level 2, even though most of us are probably done with level 2 by now. But level 1, you know, you're probably going to have to have opened both chests, so we're not going to worry about level 1. But 2 to 6, looking at the cheapest paths, I've got these screenshots which show the level, and in the bottom right hand corner, I do have the order that will be cheapest to go to first. So in the bottom right for level 2, the order is 5, 3, 2, 4, and 1. So these are dictated by the white numbers that you see next to a chest. So this is taken from the wiki screenshot, and then I've drawn the colors over the top. So again, for level 2, the cheapest path is the 5 chest, the 3 chest, the 2 chest, which is the red one, then the 4th chest, which is the blue path, and number 1, which is the yellow path, is the most expensive. So it goes from cheapest to most expensive, but the order is the most important part. And when we go through these events, there are some shared paths as well, and those I will show using the black color, because shared paths, you need to go through them to get multiple chests. So I also take that into account. But we've got level 3 here, and the order for level 3 is number 5, which is bottom left, number 4, which is left and up, number 2, which is the right hand side chest, number 1, which is the purple path right at the top, and number 3 being the most expensive at 1,650 in the bottom right. And these path costs do, for the most part, include the costs of the chests, just so that you know while I'm doing these. So you can say have a certain amount of currency and you'll know how much you're going to have to spend to get to the next one. So now we've got level 4, which is the current level that I am on in game, and we of course started at the bottom. And for level 4, I do want to stress that this bridge, you will never have to cross it, because what we're actually going to do on level 4 to reduce the amount of event currency that we spend is we're going to go up, go up this way to the left, and come all the way back down to this chest. So on certain levels, there will be set tiles that you will never have to cross over, saving you event currency, and that's all been calculated in the screenshots as well. So up to now, I started the event off and we have collected this chest and we've collected the top chest. And I've also headed over to the left hand side and we've got this chest to open. And according to the actual screenshot that I've put together here, you know, we've all got to go through the black line because those are all the shared paths. But the order for chests to open is 3, which is the very top chest, 2, which is the yellow chest, so those are the 2 I've already opened, The next cheapest being number 4, which we have to go up the black path, down the grey path as well, and then up to number 4. And the next one being number 1, which is right back at the start, the light red path. And the most expensive overall is the dark red one. But you do not want to be passing over the bridge to do it, because we'll go all the way around and clear it. So level 4 is one of the more complicated ones, just because, you know, it's kind of a big windy path if you're doing it properly, but those are the cheapest chests. So the next one that we are going to open is going to be this one in the top left, so I might as well do it while we're here. We didn't happen to get a key. So now the next chest we're going to go for is going to be this one, because it is cheaper. Because if we were going to go to number 5, it would cost 2,200, but number 1 is only 1,977, so it's a bit cheaper. So now moving on to level 5, we do have another quite complicated level with lots of different windy paths, but the order for level 5 is number 1, which is the one on the left, number 4, which to get to number 4, you've got to go up, left, up, right, and then up in the top right-hand corner. So we'd be going through the 2 battles that cost 1,600 if you have to skip them, and that's the next cheapest. Then we've got number 3, which is the blue path, then number 2, which is the purple path, and the most expensive path is number 5 in the bottom right-hand corner, which is 4,533. So that is level 5. And finally, level 6, you can always pause the video as well if you ever need to take a screenshot or just keep them up at any point, so that you can keep these for easy reference if you don't want to download the screenshots. But for level 6, which is of course going to be the most complicated and longest path, we have this one where we start at the bottom, we head up, so all of these tiles we all have to pass through, so they're not added in the calculation. Then the order of the chests is number 1 first, being the yellow path, number 4, which is actually the blue path. So to get that one, we go up through the black path and then through the blue one to get to the second cheapest. The third one being the number 3 purple path. Then we go to number 2, which is the far, well, I guess bottom left, which is the light red pathway. Number 6 being the next one, which is the orange path. And the most expensive path in the event is the dark red path right at the top, because that is 7,543 currency, plus you have to pay for the 2,508, plus you've got to go through the center way. So that's a very expensive path, but the order is 143265, which is in the bottom right. So the other thing about these events, which I always mention when we go through it, is that the cheapest paths take into account that you can do every fight in the event. And because I've got all of the elements available in game, I can do every single fight in this event. So I'm pretty good. I'm good to go. But not everyone has every element available. So if you are someone that only has a few elements to work with, then you can check which fights require which elements using the DML Wiki's Easter event page. So this is the main page here, I'll link this, and if you go down, you can check each level and each battle on each level. So, for example, level 4, most of the fights we can use plant, metal, and light. Level 5, it's also a lot of metal, a lot of energy, a lot of light, a lot of shadow, but it's kind of split. And then finally for level 6, the battles require mainly light, and then a mix of sort of metal, shadow, and plant. So the problems come if there's a really cheap path, but you don't have the elements to clear it, in which case you might want to go for the second cheapest instead. Or in a different case, you might just want to go around, because there are some situations where going around ends up being cheaper later on than just skipping a fight. But like here, the reason why it's cheaper to go around is because we can do these 2 fights, and this one's a cheap path because these 2 are also battles, and you don't have to spend event currency to do battles. So every time we see a battle tile, that's great. Assuming you can finish the battle, of course. But, you know, that's how castle events have always worked. You just need to be mindful of the elemental requirements on every level. and use that to help with your decision making. So those are all the cheapest paths. Again, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you do need them, you can download them if you want to, or you can just look at them in the Discord. I just keep it on my second monitor while I'm doing the levels, to be honest. Nice and simple, assuming you can actually read it, but the order's there for a reason. You know, the powers of MS Paint for something that's actually quite useful. I love it, I love it. But I do want to get my hands on citrine nice and quick, so that's why I want to get, or hope for, really, really fast key RNG luck. But we'll see, citrine. I'm going to give you a good shot. But if you do have any other questions, feel free to hit me up in Discord in the comments, anything else. But I hope that you find your keys quickly and you get your hands on all of these Easter event dragons.